Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor. Here we are still in the island of Tyl Ruinen. We failed one of Humfrey's riddles on the previous episode, so right now we're gonna go back and get the right chest, which I already know. I already know which one it is. I did look it up on the wiki, because I didn't feel like roaming the entire island once again just for a chest. So I know what chest is it, and I have a slight notion of where it's gonna be, but I didn't like pen down the exact coordinates. So let's hope that we can do this really quick. And if you are one of those people who knows this quest by heart, well, apologies for taking this long, but this is the reason why I usually skip this island. I have some, you could say, traumatic memories from the first time I did it. Wandering from one place to the other and not knowing what I was looking for. Yeah. That was not a fun experience back there. What? I don't know where the chest is exactly. I remember reading it was somewhere south, and I know I'm on the north, but I did go south and I didn't see it, so I guess in the end I'm gonna still travel through the entire island just for that one chest. What I think is this one. Chest of the Worm, no. Chest of the Hindrovel, no. I'm finding even more chests. I didn't know there were this many. This Humfrey fellow guy surely is getting whatever is coming to him. Now I know this one here is the chest of the bear. That's where we failed, or where I failed the quest on the previous episode, but I just want to make sure there was no other quest nearby, no other chest. And I think as usual it's gonna end up being really close to the location where Humfrey was. And I'm gonna feel quite bad when I realize it was not that far. But I should have written down that location. I mean, how far can it be? No. Jesus. Bye. God, I really hope we'll be done with this quest soon. Best of the work, here it is. So, how many times did I come here and not see it? Anyway, here's the token of the work. And you are not fooling me a third time, Humfrey. I know you're giving me riddles for the chests that are not far. I'm not gonna travel around the entire island once again when it's obvious the game you're playing.
I don't know anything, I'm sure.
Bah! That riddle was too easy. Even a child could solve it. Well, anyway, the point is, Humfrey Ruinen's secrets are not for you. You have no conception of the magnitude of my wisdom. The terrible secret of the salamanders is not for your ears.
Will you help me?
Alright, one more riddle. This one will truly challenge your lore mastery. Again, I give you a key to a chest. Again, I challenge you to show even 1,000th part of the brilliance of Humfrey Ruinen, wisest of the wise. So, here you go. Lesser Gate of Ancalagon's spawn, Talon Claws and Fang-gaped John, scattered tears would surely flow, so he his children laid so low. So, this one is a lot easier. I'm sure I know this one. I might be seeing things. I have been out here a long time and Humfrey is not exactly the sanest of company. But I would swear I saw a young salamander riding along the back of a lake skimmer as it danced over the water. If I did see this, and this can actually happen, it could be disastrous if somehow the salamanders were carried across to the western shore of the lake where they could begin to multiply and spread without any natural bounds to stop them. Head to the beach and destroy any lake skimmers you find. We cannot take a chance on this. So again, I already know the answer of this riddle, and I'm certain this time because the riddle is quite evident, mentioning Ancalagon and Skata, which are two of the most famous dragons. I think even Skata is mentioned in one of the Rohan quest lines. Might be wrong though, but I remember that dragon was mentioned at some point in the game. Or I should rather say will be mentioned, because Beriathan has not yet arrived to those areas. But in any case, we're looking for the chest of the dragon, which I have already seen somewhere. But once again, I was not paying all that much attention regarding the location of those chests. But I know that's the one we're looking for, the chest of the dragon. So that we can be done with this and give Humfrey Ruinen a good couple of laps for being so annoying. I mean, the guy is really full of himself, not even the Riddler in the Arkham games is as overconfident as this guy in his riddles. But since there are so many chests, no idea where to go. Which is not bad, mind you, as we are still also looking for these lake schemers. And we need to kill quite a few of them. I guess I'm gonna Test of the Drake. Oh, no. Humfrey running. Well, it's not as if we are missing any schemers, it seems. Chest of the Dragon. Here it is. The key bricks in your hand, or in that case, it's the frigging key of the Drake. So I guess there is one guy more overconfident than Humfrey Rummings, and that's me. But if it was not the dragon, it's gonna be the Drake.
If you can help me.
Let me just indulge small fantasy. Yeah, thanks. So all three chests for the riddles were really close to one another, so I guess if you're able to remember that, you wouldn't get as much troubles as I have doing this. Come on, find this. The key is not this one either? Ah. It's not a dragon and it's not a drake, so the worm. It's a worm. It's gotta be the chest of the worm. I'm sure of it now, as that was the name Tolkien himself gave to those kind of creatures.
Please, stay a moment.
In his writings. So it's quite fortunate that we stumbled upon the chest of the worm, looking for the others, otherwise I would be really lost in here. But the chest of the worm is, I think, across here. No, not the salamander. Let me. Oh, come on. Yeah, finally. Gonna give Humfrey Ruinen another set of laps for annoying me so much. As soon as we find all the schemers that we need to complete this quest, which is a little bit more, a whole lot more simpler than Humfrey Ruinen's madness. You guys are missing right here. Okay, finally
Greetings.
I agree that it was probably all in my head and in no way possible, especially now that I think about the size of a lake skimmer and the size of a salamander. But I thank you for entertaining me.
You startled me.
Well, I suppose you think you've won? Well, you haven't won, not by a long shot. You'll never beat me, not Humfrey Ruinen, no! Oh yes, right, the salamanders. I had forgotten. Well, since you acknowledge my greatness, my preeminence amongst all lore masters, I suppose it would be alright to share my secret, since you have proven yourself worthy, barely. Not 1 in 1,000, 1 in 1,000,000 could have solved my riddles, so now, listen closely.
I don't know if you can help me.
It happened like this. As one of the world's greatest lore masters, I happened to be doing some research on the ruins of Tollobel. It seems the last owner was a great warrior, and he took a number of trophies from the Ankh-Marine at the Battle of Fornost. These trophies included a pair of eggs. Such little eggs too. Well, naturally, it was a challenge to see if they could be quickened after all these generations. You can imagine my pride when they hatched. Cute little salamanders, tiny little efts, they seemed. Fully learned lore masters call them efts, you know? And I encourage you to do the same. But these little efts just would not stop growing. And soon they began to grow hostile, and after that came the fire. The things breed so fast. I managed to pen the original diamond sire in a cellar in the ruins here. Since then, well, I've been trapped. I've been studying them, yes. But now you've come. You can kill them. You're a hero, aren't you? Right. Here, take this key. Slay the diamond sire. The other salamanders breed much more slowly. Now that you know the trivial secret of the salamanders, it's up to you to stop them. Oh, come on. Yeah, that'll teach you.
I don't know anything, I'm sure.
Oh, you killed them! Poor things. Well done. Well done indeed. At last I can leave this accursed place. Well, perhaps there is a bit more to study here after all. Anyway, you've done a great deed here and helped the pursuit of knowledge immensely. Immensely, I say. Of course, it was nothing I couldn't have handled myself. I was just letting you learn a little yourself. Go talk to the rangers on the island far to the east and tell them that I am very displeased with their handling of the salamander problem. A great lore master can only do so much, and at some point the rangers should have stepped in. Now give me back my key. So satisfying, especially because it sounds really fun, that slap. But anyway, we are finally done with Humfrey Ruinen and his nonsense. The salamander threat is far from over, but we are ready to move on. And now we can go back to Gwindeth. And it's time to honor the player given name to this lake and swim. Back to Gwindeth. Any other quests here in Elendil? No. Those are the only two that we have, plus the epic, which we'll get to eventually. Now, how is our quest bit going? No, this is here, sorry, in Elendil. 84 out of 90, we might even be able to get that bit done. That would be fantastic. Alright, there on the horizon you can see Dale, the entrance to the Gwindeth front. And as far as I remember, Gwindeth will still have some tasks for us. Don't remember exactly how many. Even with a speed buff, this does take a while. And we have a crafting bonus weekend, crafting experience bonus weekend. I'm not exactly sure how does that work. If the bonus experience is to the XP you get from crafting or to the crafting XP or your proficiency. I would say it's the latter, but I'm not sure. So I wanna get some more extra mats. At this point I will need to visit the auction house before the end of the weekend and check how does exactly that work.
Do not trouble me if your need is not urgent.
You have defeated some of the salamanders that lurk now in Tyl Ruinen. There are many who would do such a thing when asked. Why should this prove yourself worthy of what you seek or prove that Aragorn has grown since I last saw him?
Why do you trouble me?
Did you see the statues of noble Elendil that stand upon Tyl Ruinen, messenger? One of them has been corrupted by vile salamanders, tainted with red ichor, and the other has been removed from its pedestal. The statue itself has been lost. If you can restore both of the statues, I may be able to more readily judge your worth and the worthiness of Aragorn, son of Arathorn. When both statues of mighty Elendil once more stand untroubled on the southwest and southeast shores of Tyl Ruinen, I will speak with you again on this matter. You will need a cleansing rod of some kind to restore the statue the salamanders have ruined. Elves have come to the Spires far to the north and east of Dale, where a stream flows into the lake. They may prepare such a draught for you. I do not know where you may find the missing statue. Perhaps the scavengers of Ostforth have seized it. So it seems a master in Tinodir is in order. And don't worry, girl, we have this covered. So where to first? Ostforth or the Spires? Okay, since we have the milestone set for the Spires, we can take the Stable Master to Ostforth first, but before that, let us go to Calathurdir and tell him the problems in Tyl Ruinen have been taken care of.
What can I do for you?
Welcome back, Beriathan. I had begun to fear for your safety. What have you learned? Indeed. An amazing story. That mad old man. It is a pity we are unable to patrol these lands better, or we should never have permitted him to go near those ruins. It may be that these salamanders will never be fully driven from the area now, but at least we know their origin. If what Rumin said is true, it also may be that your actions have slowed their spread. I thank you too for that. Alrighty then. So we are 86 out of 90. So yeah, not sure if we will be able to complete that deed or not. We might be one or two quests short of that.
What can I do for you?
We'll see later. Okay, so here we are.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Beriathan, I had not thought to see you again so soon, but I am glad indeed to have been mistaken. In point of fact, it seems that a fortuitous wind has brought you here to me on this day, for I have good news. I have finished remaking the statue of Elendil you brought to me in pieces. You say that you know whence this statue came. How wonderful! You would do well to return to its rightful place, Beriathan. I will give you the statue and trust you to bring it to the pedestal on which it once stood. Tyl Ruinen, you say? Very well. Go carefully and let us set right what the robbers of Elendil have despoiled. Now let us go back to Arkiel and company.
You may be of service to me.
You have come from Gwindeth. She does not often pass the waterfall that covers the entrance of her home, but I have seen her beneath the trees now and then. I know too of the great respect she bore for the king of Anuminas, and that they bore for her. It is said that the last king of that city asked her to raise the waters of Nenuial over the walls, but I do not know why he would ask such a thing. You seek a draught that may cleanse stone of the corruption of the salamanders? I can give such a draught to you. Take it to Tyl Ruinen and use it to restore the statue of which you speak. I have no need of thanks. It is enough to have a refreshingly brief conversation with someone new. Longbow is low of speech and in the nature of his kind, and Erhiel does not have the patience she once had for my mischief, though that is to her credit.
Greetings, friend.
Okay, yeah.
Will you lend me your ear?
He has a quest for to continue the Giant's quest line, but we can't really not worry about that. So we're gonna return to Tinudir, as we can take the swift travel, the boat, to Tyl Ruinen from here. But before I do so, let me also see if we can do some tasks in here. Because it seems that we can. Okay, but we don't have enough heavy sword shits. Heavy car passes, leathery fur, muted dust. Oh, we have the heavy car passes. Card ears, shimmering essence, sticky pill, very sharp claws. Can also do. And yeah, we have enough tax items for today's tasks.
How can I be of service? Greetings. How can I be of service?
Long swords and very sharp claws.
How can I be of service? What can I do for you?
And one more with long swords.
What can I do for you?
And that is our task limit for the day. Now, a new Fordon in Evendim.
What do you need?
Let us go back to Tyl Ruinen. Now we need to find both statues. And it's quite fortunate one of them is located in here. Just I wanna take a want to take a picture beside the statues. I'm trying to look for a good emote to do that. No, that's not the one. Salute seems like the one I'm looking for. Okay, so let us place the statue in here. And let us give Elendil the salute he deserves, but let's also show our respect to the High King. And finally, that's it. That's a lot better. Thank you for your time indulging me on this one. And now let us go for the second statue. But since we already have our tasks for today, well, we can leave those there in the meantime. But let us go and cleanse the corruption on the second statue. The corruption has been removed. Let us present our respects to Elendil once again. And with all this out of the way, let us go back to Gwindeth. We can remove all the tasks from the quest log and go back to Gwindeth now for sure. But no, we will be able to complete it after we finish the Blade That Was Broken quest line, or well, in the middle of it. Not sure if Gwindeth has one or two more tasks for us, including the actual quest for the Silithar. We'll find out soon enough. So, I'm thinking if I try to solo the instance, maybe I'm not sure if the landscape soldier token would work inside there, but if it does, that would be a good idea to try and use. We'll need to get aggro from every single mob, but that's not a big issue. But if that's possible, that will definitely be of some help. How's the reputation as well? Let me see. Wardens of Anuminas, roughly 3,300 reputation, so that also is looking good. We might be able to finally max our first faction with Beriathan. As you see, Elendil is really a great place to quest, especially if you do it at a lower level, as you will get a lot more valuable XP and gear. In here you can start from the North Cotton Farms and make your way north, so that way you visit more areas, or you can just come from Esteldin and it's gonna be roughly the same as what we just did with Beriathan.
Mind my words, traveler.
You have restored both statues of Fair Elendil, messenger. I am pleased with your doings. Perhaps Aragorn, son of Arathorn, chose well when he sent you to me with his request. Calenglad spoke well of you, and he has always been true. I was always a friend to the kings of old, and I will not betray the trust they placed in me or the respect they bore me. There is one final test, messenger. If you are able to meet my last request, I will allow you to access to the tomb of Elendil and the Silithar. Surely the Lord of the Dunedain has prepared you for this test. If he has not, it must be that he has learned nothing since last I saw him, and I will not surrender the Silithar to you.
Mind my words, traveler.
Listen well, messenger. Elendil never returned from the wars to which he marched in the south. But the Silithar came by various keepers to Elendil his heir, who placed it in the deepest chamber of the tomb. I wished often that the body of Elendil might be brought to rest in Anuminas, but it was not to be. When the Dunedain abandoned the city, Amlight spoke to me as the kings were wont to do. Gwindeth, he asked, long have you aided the line of kings descended unbroken from noble Elendil. Your counsel is true, and the respect we bear for you unquenchable. I fear that Arnor cannot stand divided. There are too few of us left to hold Anuminas. We will move the people to Fornost in the east, and I hope we can survive the dangerous days that lie before us. It is said that you have the gift of foresight. I beseech you, Gwindeth, to give me an answer. Will Arnor survive the days ahead? I will tell you the rest of the tale if you are able to satisfy my final demand, the demand that Aragorn could not. I ask you to give me that which I value most. If you cannot, the Silithar will remain forever out of your reach and out of the reach of Aragorn, son of Arathorn. Give me that which I value most, messenger, and I will tell you what I beheld for Arnor and the line of kings. Okay. So Aragorn did tell us what was it that Gwindeth wants, but it was quite subtle, and if you were not paying attention when reading the quest, it might throw you off. But you've been receiving clues about what is it that Gwindeth wants. So let's gonna target her. Don't you worry about me, Geralif, I know exactly what I'm doing. So what we need to do you have given Gwindeth what she desires most, respect. But let us do this. Let us take another picture of that. A lot of kneeling on this episode.
Need is worthy of my time.
You are no mere messenger. Tell me your name. Welcome at last to Gwindeth, Beriathan. Your time among the Dunedain has not been wasted, and I see that Aragorn made his choice of agents with care. He has indeed learned much since I beheld him deep within the tomb of noble Elendil. He was young then and did not understand the greatest gift of all, the gift that Elendil and his line gave sparingly, if at all, the gift of respect. I told you I would finish the tale of Amlight and the Silithar, and I will do so. Amlight asked me if Anor would survive the coming darkness, and I told him what I saw. Your kingdom will fall, Amlight, king and son of kings, I said to him. I cannot see what misfortune awaits you at Fornost, but my heart tells me that if you bring the Silithar from Anuminas, it will come by unknown paths to rest beneath the deepest ocean. He received these sad tidings with grace, and after a moment appeared to strengthen his resolve. My kingdom may be already lost, Gwindeth, but I would ask you one last favor. Raise the waters of the lake over the walls of the city, and allow the flood to preserve what treasures remain here. The Silithar will stay where it lies, at the bottom of the tomb of Elendil, and none shall disturb it rest until one of my line has need of it beyond all hope. You shall be its caretaker, fair Gwindeth, if you will accept this duty. It was done as Amlight requested. When the last of his people had left the city, I raised the waters and drowned the city beneath the deluge. So it has remained for hundreds of years. Return now to Calenglad Beriathan, and tell him that I will lower the waters of the flood to allow you access to the deepest chambers of the tomb of Elendil. Aragorn will have his Silithar. God, that is so exciting. And wait! Let us go back to Calenglad and tell him the good news. We are not gonna turn the quest with Astil just yet, but let us talk to Calenglad.
What can I do for you?
You have returned Beriathan. What is Gwindeth's decision?
How can I be of service?
Alright, so we completed that deed. No title it seems, but some virtue XP, and we unlocked the meta deed. Gwindeth has agreed to lower the flood waters in the tomb of Elendil. I am filled with amazement, Beriathan, that you were able to accomplish such a wonder. I do not know what you will find in the freshly unflooded portion of the tomb. It might be best to bring allies with you. I fear that the tomb robbers that prowl Elendil will take advantage of Gwindeth's decision. Long have the waters prevented them from gaining access to the lowest levels of Elendil's tomb. Now that this barrier will be gone, the robbers will rush to seize what treasures they may. One such band is led by Adela Cryptbreaker, a notorious robber, and she will not remain idle with the promise of riches unclaimed. Gather allies and speak to me when you are ready to journey to the tomb, and I will show you inside. Confront Adela if you find her within the tomb, and reclaim the Silithar for Lord Aragorn. Let us check here the deed. So yeah, some virtue XP, some reputation, and 15 LOTRO points. Now we need to complete the Slayer and the Explorer of Evendim deed. But those two do take a while. Here we have our points, and let us check first. Let us go with determination. Okay. So I think we're gonna end the episode right here, as the next instance, the next part of the Blade That Was Broken questline is quite lengthy. And as I told you on the previous episode, I will do my best to solo it, in which case you will see my video solo in the instance as the next episode. But if by any chance I'm not able to do it on my own, I will look for a group and still upload the episode, and you'll see how all this ends. All these answers will come on the next episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. In the meantime, thank you for watching today, and I wish you safe travels. Take care of yourself. I will see you on the other one. Bye bye.